Hi everyone, welcome to channel Qtomation. In today's session we will see about use of Faker library to generate test data. So in API testing or API automation, most of the times we have to generate request payload, and those request payload contains some test data. We execute the script multiple times. So every time in API we cannot provide the same test data again and again. It has to be dynamic, and at the same time it has to be meaningful as well. So if you are providing random test data for name, address, let's say full name, then it should look logically right also. It should look practically correct as well. So for such purpose, there is one library called as a Faker library. The Faker library is widely used with rest assured to automatically generate random and realistic test data for API payloads. This approach makes your API test robust, unique, and prevents brutal tests caused by duplicate or hard-coded values. We can use Faker to generate values for any field required for your APIs. For example, common fields like names, IDs, addresses, currency codes, etc. What are the advantages? So it will generate unique data as per test execution, and there is no risk of duplicates. Realistic values. So values like name, phone number, email, country codes, they will be realistic values. And it also supports multiple locales for region specific data. So I will show you practically how we can use Faker library. So first we have to import one dependency of Faker library in our project. So let's go to Eclipse. In Eclipse, let's create a new file. I'm creating a new class. Let's name it as FakerLib demo. So I have created a new class. I will not create any actual API test in this session. We just want to verify how Faker library generates the test data. That's the part which we want to verify today. So now let's write one test method as well. Paste Faker data. That is a test method I am creating. Let's use @test annotation. From testng. And now we have created this class. We have created one test method. But to use the Faker library, we have to first import one dependency in our pom.xml. So you can go to Google, just search Faker library dependency, and you will get this com.github.java-faker. Open this pom.github.java-faker in mun repository. In maven repository, if you see, there is a version. So latest version, this is the latest version. So we have to just copy this dependency. After copying this dependency, we have to paste it in our project. So in pom.xml, we just have to add this dependency, and let's save this file. So it will automatically import all the packages of Faker library. That's it. So now next step is we can create the fake test data. So if you go to their website, So if this is their official website. In this GitHub repo of Java Faker, if you see, this is a URL. They have provided entire documentation in this specific link. So if you see, this is library. This is a dependency of Faker library. This is the latest dependency which we have imported. And what type of fake data we can generate. So for all those, they have provided this documentation. So these are the different modules we can say for which we can generate the fake data. And to use that, what we have to do is we have to first create one object. So let's create one object of Faker class. So I have created a new object. Let's import Faker from com.github.java Faker. So we have created this Faker object, and by using this Faker object, we can generate fake data. So let's say I want to generate first name. So I'm just creating one variable. Let's say string first name equal to, by using this Faker object, Faker dot. When you use this Faker dot, you can see all the different objects by which we can create the test data. These are basically different type of test data creating objects. So if you want to create some test data for first name, so for that we can use Faker dot name. So if you see, there is Faker dot name. All this information is present in their documentation. So if you see Faker dot name dot, we can see different options which are available inside this name. So what are the different things which we can generate? So let's say first name. So first I will generate first name. That will be stored in this first name. After that, let's say I want to generate last name. I want to generate last name. So again, I will just use Faker dot name dot last name. So inside this name, there is a last name also available. So it will generate some random last name. It will also generate random first name. Now let's say I want to generate address. So for address, again, I can simply use Faker dot address dot. Again, they have given different type of options for address as well. So you can generate city name, city suffix, country, country code, etc. So all these options you can use depending on our requirement. So if you want to generate random country name, you can use this one. Now let's say I want to generate full address. So I will just use this full address option, and I can store that in one string. So let's store it in string full address equal to faker dot address dot full address. So it will generate one random full address and store it in address. We can generate different type of data. So let's say I want to generate one random credit card number. Let's say I want to generate random credit card number. So I can use faker dot business. So that credit card data is available in business dot credit card number. So it will generate one random credit card number, and let's store it in credit card. Now let's say I want to generate one currency. I want to generate one currency. So we can use faker dot currency. In currency also we can have different options, like we can generate code of currency, or let's say name of the currency. So I'm just creating one name of the currency. So let's use string currency equal to faker dot currency dot name. Now let's say I want to generate one random digit. So I can simply define one integer. Let's say random digit. I can simply use faker dot random, not random, but we can have faker dot number, and inside this number we have different options like random digit, not zero, random digit, simple digit, etc. So you can explore all these options in their documentation as well. So this is basically some of the examples. Now let's print the data. So this will generate and store those data, but we have to print as well, right? So let's say after executing this file, how it generates this fake data. So I will just simply use system.out.println. Let's print this value. So let's say first name. So it will print this value of first name, which is generated by Faker library. Similarly, we can print other data as well. So let's print last name, full address, credit card number, currency, random digit. This type of data most of the times we need in our API automation script, because we cannot every time use the same hard coded data. We need some meaningful random data as well while creating request payload, etc. So we can use this Faker library to generate such type of data. So now let's say I'm executing this file. So let's run this file as test-ng test. So it should print all this data in console. If you see, this is a first name, this is a last name which is created, this is full address which is created, this is credit card number which is created, this is currency value, this is random digit. All this information got created. So I'm just putting some space now so that we can see it in better ways. I have executed once. Now if I execute this again, it will generate some different test data, but it will be like similar. So I will just, let's see, I'm just executing this test-ng test. So if you see, now first name is Robbie, last name which is generated as Ali. This is a full address which is generated. This is random credit card number. This is random currency name. This is random digit. So how we can create this test data? So this is how we can simply generate random test data. If I execute this again, let's execute it again. So again, if you see, different first name, different last name, full address again, different full address, random credit card number. It has generated random currency name, random digit, like this. So we can create random test data by using Faker library like this. So what we have to do is we have to first import that dependency in our project pom.xml, and then we have to create one Faker class object, and by using this Faker class object we can generate as much of random test data which we want. And what type of different test data it supports, that information you can get it from this website. So if you go to this github.com/dius/javafaker, on this website, so this is their official documentation, this is their GitHub repository in which they have provided official documentation of this Java Faker library. So what type of data it supports, for example address, or let's say you want to generate some animal related information, animal name, etc., artist, aviation related, let's say basketball related, book related, business related, or let's say commerce, company, dog names, or let's say food related information, funny names, or say gender, job related information, music, name, numbers. So there are different type of options which they have provided so far, and it gets updated as well. So every time you will see some type of new things are added in this documentation also. It also supports local as well. So we can generate some region specific data as well. So that also you can explore. So this is the way to generate local related test data. So I hope you have understood this use of Faker library because it is very useful. So it will generate meaningful random test data in your API REST automation. In coming sessions, when we develop the framework, we will use this Faker library also to generate test data which creates random information which we require to create a request payload. So I hope you like this session. So that is basically Faker library. And when to use in REST assured. So whenever you want to use post, put, patch request payloads, and also for negative cases. So sometimes we have to write negative API test cases. For example, invalid email address, or let's say short passwords, or for large scale data driven testing also we can use Faker library. So this is a different usage of Faker library to generate test data. Thanks for watching this video. In next session, we will see some more interesting topic of REST assured. Thanks again.